Hey guys, what's going on? This is your old pal CHH, and I just saw Late Night with the Devil. Now, I've been hearing a lot of great stuff about this, and I didn't even know if it was going to be playing near me. The interesting thing is, the way I usually look up movies is pretty spot on. Like, you just go to Google and type in your theater, and usually, without even going to a website, it'll show you what day is playing what. But this time, it didn't actually work that way, so I had to go to the actual website of the movie theater, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so I did go see Late Night with the Devil, and I gotta say, I thought this was a really cool movie. So Late Night with the Devil is got a really interesting premise. It reminded me in the vein of something like Ghostwatch. Not the same movie, not the same way it's done, but kinda. If you haven't seen Ghostwatch was this movie in the early 90s that debuted on the BBC back in the day, and it was this news team going to this house where this ghost was supposedly haunting these girls, and they get some creepy stuff on footage there. So Night of the Devil is about this Halloween broadcast of this late 70s talk show, something in the vein of like a Johnny Carson or something, where incredibly horrific stuff happens on camera in lieu of trying to get ratings. So yeah, this film stars David Dastmalchian. I may be butchering the last name, so I do apologize. What's cool about this is the opening kind of sets the tone like in something like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Of course, nothing will ever beat John Larroquette's introduction to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but this one, there's a narration going over the story of the host. I forget the character's name in the movie, but he's the late night talk show host of the Night Owls, which was a great name for a late night talk show, about his career. And there's this synopsis going through, you know, him getting the show, the ratings for the show, finding his wife, and how ratings started to kind of dip down. Then the wife got lung cancer despite the fact that she's never smoked before, and one of the highest rated segments that they had was when David Dastmalchian, the host of the TV show, had his wife come on basically to say goodbye to the world, because like this was right before she was about to pass away from cancer. And you know, it goes over the it's kind of like a preamble for the movie. And so after this, you know, his show's kind of declining. He's not doing anything wrong. His show's not bad, but, you know, nobody's touching Johnny Carson. They don't directly say Johnny Carson is, like, he can't beat Johnny, but they talk about, like, Johnny Carson continuously dominates the ratings, and his show's kind of dipping down and down. And so they wanted to do this really fun Halloween night show, and right as the movie's about to begin, after this preamble, you'll hear the footage you're about to see is the found master tape of the Halloween 1977 show of Night Owls, and here it is. What I gotta say, it's so cool about this is, first off, it's shown in 4:3 because it's 70s, so that's cool. I mean, that's like an A24 style thing. Like, there was a movie like mid-90s that came out that I think Jonah Hill directed, and the movie is presented in 4:3. It's boxed because that's just kind of the way we all watched stuff back then. With this being a 70s TV show, they presented it that way. The set design and everything is the home run fantastic part of this movie. The Night Owl set is done so well. There's the, you know, the patterns that you would see. The guests are all, and the audience are all dressed 70s, big collars, bell bottoms, but it doesn't come off as cosplay. That's the best example thing I can say, is it doesn't come off as cosplay or fake, I guess, even though this is fake. It's a movie. I could have believed that this was a broadcast from the 70s. It was done so well. And so the night's going through, and he has guests lined up for this Halloween show. And, you know, the final guest of the show is, I don't want to spoil too much about it, but it was an experience. This movie is going to be really fun to watch at home. But I got to say, seeing something like this on the big screen was actually really, really cool, because there was an authenticity to it. And, you know, the way it's set up, I love intros where you've got a voice telling you something about, like a preamble, like I said, and it gets you set up for the movie. And obviously, all hell breaks loose on this Halloween night in 1977 on the Night Owls TV show. And, yeah, so kudos to the cast. There was one guy in this film that I thought was just the steel runaway winner, and he was kind of like this magician-type character who doesn't believe in the paranormal or anything like that. His outfits were 10 out of 10 in this. I loved his clothing, and he just kind of steals the show. David Dastmalchian is great. I mean, he was the perfect candidate for a movie like this, but the supporting cast, I guess, was sensational. I had so much fun watching this. This is not really a movie where I kind of have gripes, not character development bullshit that you may hear about a movie like this. No, nothing like that. This was a fun experience. This was a roller coaster ride movie. And, you know, this is kind of like my generation's Ghost Watch, I feel like, in the way it was done. And I really enjoyed it. I gave the movie a solid 4 stars, and it earned every bit of it. This could be, there may be horror movies I'll see that could be 5 stars because they're these massive productions that have a lot of great things going on, and they're just visual and audio masterpieces. But it's going to be hard to beat a movie like this year that I'm going to enjoy more than Late Night with the Devil. I'm a big late night TV fan, if I've never talked about that before. I grew up on Jay Leno, David Letterman, and all that kind of stuff. I used to watch Craig Ferguson. Like, I loved late night TV, so the idea of a movie like this to me was just a home run idea. So I loved it, guys. I really recommend seeing this when it hits Shudder. I know it's going to come out on Blu-ray. Pick it up. Just make sure you see it. Last year's my favorite horror movie was another Shudder movie, Hell House Origins, and this year it looks like my favorite horror movie could well be Late Night with the Devil. So kudos to everybody involved. You guys killed it. I really recommend this. This is a horror fan's movie. I mean, you're going to get all the kind of nostalgic feels and retro vibes from it, but you're also going to get a roller coaster of an entertaining movie. So 2 wild thumbs up from me. Really enjoyed it. And I look forward to owning this movie and, quite frankly, watching it again at the house. It was really cool to see a kind of a Halloween-themed movie at this time of year, too. Kind of gives you a little bit of that fix, so to speak. It kind of gets me in the mood for Halloween, too. So, yeah, guys, check it out. Really fun movie. I highly recommend Late Night with the Devil. If you've seen it, let me know your thoughts down below. And happy early Halloween, because quite frankly, this movie made me feel like it was Halloween. See you guys next time. Huge, giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.